As a kid growing up, I hated myself. I hated the way I looked. I hated the way I carried myself. I had no self-respect as a kid. I was a pushover. I was too nice, too shy. And I can remember like like it was fucking yesterday. Anywhere from the ages of 14-ish to like 17, 18, I just wanted to cut my head off. I just want to change every aspect of my body. I kept Googling famous people, wishing I had their body, wishing I had their face, wishing so much, just wishing and wishing. It got to a point, nobody knows this. This is probably one of my darkest secrets. At the age of 17, I walked into a plastic surgery clinic and I got a consultation. I hated the way my ears looked. I hated the way my nose looked. I hated everything, but those were the two things that I wish I could change. It was just like a perception of how much everything was just distorted. He gave me a quote, I left, and thank God I fucking never did that. Man. That's why I can resonate towards people who get plastic surgery and change, but because I know deep down inside, just because you change something externally, that's not going to change how you feel internally. I know this for a fact. I know so many people, no names, family members, who got their tummy tucks, who got their nose surgeries, who got their just plastic surgery in general, and are they happy? Externally? No. Because over time I learned it was the amplification of our internal state, our energy, which changed how I looked externally. Over time, it took years. It wasn't like a snap of a finger. But as I became more and more confident based off my behavior, my actions, positive actions, it changed how I looked externally. And now I love the way I look. I love my face. And don't get me wrong, there are days I fucking slip into that negativity. I don't take care of myself, bad behaviors. And then again, those thoughts do start to arise. Not as deep, not as traumatic, but it's there. It's like very, very like, it's like fucking, it's nullified, but it's like this compared to a fucking massive feeling of just self-hate and disgust. That's why Stronger Faster, even though it starts with an initial phase of just changing how we feel about ourselves and just changing our appearance. I wanted to look strong. I wanted to be the guy who doesn't take much to take care of himself, just puts a t-shirt on. I was so envious of people like that growing up. I had to do all these weird things. Like I even had a hair straightener because I wanted a fucking mohawk. I did a lot of weird ass shit. It's crazy because I'm two almost completely different people. I saw I'm a bit of a pretty boy in my own way. Tough kid in my own way, for sure. Like I'm out here in the fucking cold, it's like minus 13. And I learned this. I learned through physical hardship will change the way you perceive yourself. I just know when I see people get Botox, especially females, that's why I resonate with so many females. I know a lot of you guys, girls, want to look beautiful. But when you get the nose job, when you get all those things, the butt lifts, is it going to change how you feel internally? Or do you want another thing and another thing and another thing? Because something is changing how you see the world. And when you realize getting stronger physically does change your mindset mentally, and it just changes your emotional state physiologically. Man, this is what people need and want. And eventually you can look at yourself in the mirror and just love yourself. So like, I know there's a lot of people out there probably hating themselves. They're too comfortable. They're too soft, right? Everyone wants to be harder, but they don't want to put in that work. And I know there's a disconnect between the amount of intensity that's required to put us in this higher level and the work that people are doing in the gym, right? Especially when you become adults. It's easier when we're younger because there's less baggage. As much of the trauma was fucking deep with me. And I'm a true believer. If we don't deal with it and it goes on for 20, 30 years, 40 years, I believe it gets passed on. I'm not sure through the DNA. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm not a creator, but it does get passed on from generation to generation. So in the sense that if I haven't dealt with my insecurities in terms of how I felt self-disgust, uncomfort within my own skin, as much I could be successful externally, it's going to be passed on to my kids, and they will have to deal with it at a very early age. That's fucking selfish. That's a definition of being a piece of shit human being. We can play a victim all we want, but I mean, we have a call to get better, be more physical, be more active, be stronger, put in the work. But for whatever reason, today's generation, today's world is just, it's not there. That's what Stronger and Faster is all about. I want to make this world a fucking beautiful, stronger place for sure. Internally and externally. Man, that'll be a fucking wonderful place to walk around. And imagine all the emotions, the vibes, the energy of this world. Just fucking vibe it out. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, there's a disconnect between the amount of intensity that's required to get into a higher state to change how we feel about ourselves and the amount of work that adults, especially adults, are willing to put. As we get older and older, there's more baggage, quote unquote, negative thoughts in our heads or just ideas that resonates that we need to do and we don't do over and over and over and over again. And then we want the easy way out. We don't have time to work out. The excuses pile up. And then we want to put this much work and there's this much baggage. But as a kid, there's this much baggage and we're willing to put this much work because we're more enthusiastic. That's why it's easier as a kid. You don't want to wait till you're late. Okay? So lots of love. I know some of you guys are probably struggling out there with regards to how you feel, right? And the way you look. It's no short journey, but you'd be surprised how quickly you can snap out of it. It took me about a year to kind of realize there is light. 3 years when I really saw the light. 5 years when my confidence was off the roof. 7 when I was becoming cocky as fuck. And 10 when I was like undeniable. And this is who I am. I'm unstoppable. Okay, I did slip in 10 years. I didn't slip in terms of training, but I wasn't 100% in terms of the effort I was willing to put in. And effort resonates. Effort is energy. Discipline cuts through like a motherfucker. Everyone can sense it. When people are disciplined, they're putting the effort. It doesn't matter if you're fucking overweight. It doesn't matter if you're a skinny motherfucker. The minute you start putting the work every single day, everyone just senses it. And they respect it. They want it. If they don't respect you and they're jealous, it's because they really want it and they're really fucking stuck. And there's an ego problem. That's why I truly believe all anxiety, all negativity is a signal that we need to level the fuck up. It's there. It's pain. Imagine you hurt yourself. Boom. I'm hurt. I need to level up. I got a cut. I need to heal. Same thing as emotional trauma. It's a signal that we need to do something. And unfortunately, as a kid, when our parents don't deal with it, whether they had the blueprint or not, it's our responsibility to do something about it, such that we can heal ourselves and gift it to the world, and then the world will be a better place to live. That's the mindset. That's how you kind of have this. I had this feeling of fulfillment. Being weak when I was super weak, and I turned that into a superpower strength. The exact opposite. It completely changed the way I saw the world. Now I don't see racism. I don't see fucking discrimination. I don't see a lot of shit. The whole gender thing, the pronouns and stuff. Listen, I don't want to get into this, but I'm not political. I try to stay away from that. But I mean, like, I understand where the mindset of someone who's not goes down that rabbit hole. It's the same mindset if I just stayed weak at the very early age of 16, 15, and I'm 17 years old, I want to get plastic surgery. For example, I did or I didn't. I just let it sit for 20, 30 years. And imagine I'm 33 now. And I didn't do anything about it. Where my mind would be. For all I know, I would wish my pronoun is like I'm a fox. I don't know anything about pronouns. I'm like a fox. I believe that deep down inside, and I'm a frog. I'm a hybrid of a fox and a chimpanzee. I'm making this shit up. The mind's a really interesting fucking thing, and the way society, I think people believe society in terms of how we should operate. You should listen to your heart. Do what's going to make you a better person naturally first. Stick with the process for a long time. Trust your heart, because all it took was one workout. One for me. One fucking workout. And I said, I'm not listening to fucking anyone. It snapped me out of it. And then I chased that. Was it perfect every single time? No, but it wasn't perfect because I was slipping outside of the gym. I wasn't going to my workouts with the right mindset. And when I realized, when I kept repeating the same process over and over again, I became more confident. We don't need confidence to win. Winning creates confidence. And when I started doing that over and over again, I mean, at one point I was a bit of a loser, a pushover, weak, no respect. I was a guy people pushed out on the side of a group, ignored him. They talk over me. They wouldn't listen to me. They wouldn't look at me. Females didn't respect me. And it just flipped. I mean, like, I don't have to chase females. They do come. That's a fucking mind fuck for someone like me. Okay? As a guy, it's a great thing. And as females, I mean, I'm all for having females. There's nothing more sexier than a strong fucking female. Nothing. I think it's very feminine. I think it's very necessary. If I have to give it like an analogy, there's lions and there's lionesses. Lionesses still got to hunt. It's a ruthless world out there. So there's nothing sexy than a girl who's beautiful, gorgeous, nice in a dress, in heels, done up, feminine. Yeah, she's strong. You know what I'm saying? And this is what this world needs. Females, I think they're taught to be submissive. Yeah, sure. It's I guess it's more of their trait, but at the same time, they got to take care of their kids. They got to protect. I mean, they still got to deal with weather. You know what I'm saying? So, just a little thought I want to share. I've never told anyone that deep, dark secret. I don't know why. That's an ego problem because that's selfish. I know there's a lot of people out there struggling who probably think there's something really fucking wrong with them. I just can't believe how, like, my mind's changed completely. Fuck. It's crazy. Anyway, so if you're thinking about plastic surgery, all that stuff, I'm not going to tell you to not do it. I'm not going to tell you to do it. All I'm sharing is my reality and how everything I thought I hated switched completely to the point where I love myself.